Welcome to the first module of your PARCC Test Administrator training. I'm going to walk you through an overview of the test and then give you several modules with technical details for tasks that you'll have to handle during the online part of your test administration. Okay. So PARCC has a lot of acronyms for your life. You will be administering the EOY end of year assessment. Some of you are administering the EOY in ELA, English Language Arts. Just a few things that will get used during the training that I want you to be comfortable and know what they mean. The end of year test is given this year to our students in Algebra 211, the first year of algebra, and all of our freshmen in English courses. This training pertains to Unit 2 of each of the assessments because that's what you're going to be administering. Testing is happening during the late arrival time frame, and then we will be following the late arrival schedule after that. So you'll go to your first period class once testing is over. The ELA test has a 60-minute time frame plus 20 minutes of administrative time so that you can see roughly how much clock time the test will take. Algebra Unit 2 has a 75-minute time frame plus 20 minutes of administrative time. That makes for a slightly tighter time frame on algebra than on English Language Arts. That administrative time is going to include reading instructions, giving students their login tickets, and providing directions and so forth. So I want to say up front that if you're administering the algebra test, it'll be important to be very efficient, to get started right away, to have practiced ahead of time so that you're comfortable with the online pieces, which are relatively minor, but important for you to have kind of nailed so that you're ready to help kids with those components of the test. This test is written from a universal design for learning standpoint. So it includes 50% more time than the test designers think most students will need. So all of our gen ed kids will get up to 50% more time than it's anticipated they'll need. And that is what is included here in the 60-minute unit time and the 75-minute time. It's also important to note that IEP students can have up to a full day to complete each unit. That has not happened yet, and I wouldn't anticipate it happening for any of the tests that remain. But because they get that free, that sort of full time that they need, they're pulled apart and put into separate testing settings. The students are not pulled apart, obviously. We are moving them into a setting where they can test. So before the day of the test, please read your test administrator manual and your general directions. Read them thoroughly, start to finish. Just the script for the unit that you're going to administer, Unit 2, as well as some of the preliminary things so that you're familiar with the guidelines for testing and so that you know how to start and stop the test session. There will be a security agreement, a piece of paper that you will need to sign and submit back to me that just says that you agree to follow the security protocols. And then the last bullet point here, I am going to ask you to practice online on the training site with the sessions, locating a session, getting to students in sessions, so that when you do this on the day of the test, again, you're comfortable, it's not the first time, and things will go more smoothly. It's very straightforward. I have a very easy test administrator cheat sheet that you can use to do these things. Then on the day of the test, you'll pick up materials outside of my office, which is 372A. Please come sometime around 7:30, no later than 7:45 to pick up the materials. You'll go through the script and read it verbatim. And here's where it's worth pointing out that many of the test administration tasks for PARCC are very similar to tasks that you've done for other standardized tests. So there are materials to hand out. There is a script that you read verbatim. There is timekeeping according to the time limits that are established for each test. And again, a lot of this will be familiar to you. Where things will be new is with regard to the online component of the test. The platform for our students is online. There is an online component for test administrators. And again, I've got a cheat sheet and some other resources that you should find helpful with those pieces. Again, you'll keep time. You'll supervise kids as they're testing to make sure that everything's going all right. You'll complete some documentation, particularly the attendance sheet and the chain of custody document. And then you'll collect test materials, including the Chromebooks, which we are going to ask you to put back into the carts. Students will have the opportunity to use a mouse if they prefer to navigate with a mouse rather than the touchpad. And for the English Language Arts assessment, there is a component of the test that is a multimedia component, so students need to use headphones. Please remember to bring your own laptop or tablet to the testing room, and if you do not have access to a laptop or tablet, let me know that so that I can be sure to get one for you ahead of time. I mentioned the chain of custody form. This will be included in your envelope of materials on the day of the test, and it simply is a way to document that you received testing tickets that provide students with their login information and seal codes, and that I gave you a certain number of these and that you returned a certain number back to me. And I'm going to move on to some other components of the test administration using other modules here.